Good morning. Gosh, I love scheduling Meerkats because, wow, that is a lot of people. And like, boom, that was awesome. This is why I love scheduling Uri. Anyway, I am approaching WeWork, so I'm gonna start this kind of on the drive, and I'm just gonna get there and maybe just stand and continue. I have a meeting in half an hour, so hopefully this will be less than that, 20 minutes or so. Basically, I want to just talk a little bit about Twitter, and I'm generally a fairly positive guy, so I don't really want to focus on negative, but there are some things that are just absolutely ridiculous that happen on Twitter on a regular basis that people still think are a good idea. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but I will try to talk kind of like the things, the things to do. Hey, Julie, good morning. Let's just see who's in here. Oh, wow, look at this. There's a new feature in a good reply. Wow. Oh man, I'm seeing some new stuff here. Jeff, I can click on a face now and I can reply to people. Hey Peter, good morning. Peter Lerner's here. Wow. Okay, so let's just start with, you just joined Twitter. What are the things that you would think you would know to do alone, but unfortunately many people do not do? And if you look just at the people here, you'll see that there are a lot of people with eggs. Well, not yet. Well, there's a few. I see 2 or 3 people without a profile picture. Michael, good morning. An honor to have you here. Michael Eisenberg's here from Aleph VC. Uri, I love this feature, man. I love this. This is amazing. I click on this and I can reply to comments. That adds so much context and follow. Unbelievable. Wow, amazing. Although the bug of the keyboard still disappearing is still here. But anyway, that is a very cool feature. I really like that. Anyway, if you just joined Twitter, for the love of God, put a freaking profile picture up. Like, you're a human being. You're not an egg. I don't understand why this needs to be said, but unfortunately it does. Too many people on Twitter still have eggs. It really doesn't cost money, and it takes approximately 12 seconds. So add a profile picture if you just joined Twitter. Second thing, who are you? Why would anyone follow you? Why would anyone engage with you? Put a bio up, right? I'm talking a little bit about the things not to do, but first, what are the things you should do? Just put a picture and a bio up. I mean, this is, again, pretty obvious and kind of like, pretty much a no-brainer. Unfortunately, too many people don't do that, and I never understood why, to be honest with you. So it doesn't matter if you're a CEO of a company or if you're a student. Just tell me who you are. Tell me why I should be following you. But let's talk a little bit about the things that people do on Twitter that drive me crazy. So first and foremost, and this is, I don't think, ever been written about anywhere, and it's something that happens way too often. Threaded conversations on Twitter are broken, right? It's not what Twitter's for. It's a great platform for conversation, but it's not optimized for it at all. You click on a tweet, you could see kind of like the replies and whatever, but it's very not optimized at all, and it's a pretty broken experience. In general, I think that Twitter, when they release a new feature, they don't really execute till the end, and the new mention is a perfect example, right? You mention someone, you like quote their tweet, not mention, new quote, the way you quote someone, and you it doesn't even notify the person if they're not, I don't know, on the Twitter app itself. It's strange. Anyway, that's Twitter. They do things kind of half-baked. But anyway, something that drives me crazy. If you're mentioning someone and that person didn't ask to be mentioned and you just pull them into the conversation, that's cool, that's great. But then when the conversation continues, 50 other tweets, and this guy's getting 50,000 push notifications to a conversation he never or she never asked to be part of, to me, that's the only thing I can compare that to is adding someone to a Facebook group without their permission, and then they start getting notifications. So if you have something to say to someone, by all means, tweet them. I'm not saying you have to ask permission to tweet someone, but if a conversation then develops into a 50-tweet thing, and this person's still tagged, and this person never partook in this conversation and never asked to be part of this conversation, untag them. Like, just untag them. It's the nice, courteous thing to do. You have to understand, I think in general, I'm actually thinking of writing a blog post about this, how the culture or the reality of push notifications is really affecting, I think, the way people should behave, and just like, the etiquette online. You have to remember, people get push notifications for every single, thing that every time they got mentioned on Twitter, every time they got a new, so don't send them 50 DMs, instead of sending one. Don't hit enter. That's 50 push notifications. Super, super annoying. Just send one DM, and if it has to be two, but don't send 50, right? One sentence each. Same thing with adding someone to a conversation on Twitter and then just continuing the conversation for 3 hours, not the person ever asking or being part of the conversation. That is super annoying, and unfortunately, it's the same people that do it every time. You know those people. It could drive a person crazy. It's the same person who comments 30 comments in a row on Facebook. You want to say something, say it in the comment, and that's it. And I don't mean to sound like a snob, but getting 50 push notifications in a row from one person can drive a person crazy. Let's see who's here. A cool feature. Hey, Mike Eisenberg, giving you a reply feature while driving is a big mistake. I am staying off the road. Yeah, I'm not replying to anybody, Mike. Don't worry about it. One time, Michael actually yelled at me on Twitter privately, but he did yell at me on Twitter because I was retweeting something or other that people were tweeting at me. Like, people were giving me some sort of compliment, and I was retweeting it, and he was like, stop retweeting everybody. He's like, I'm going to unfollow you. He was right, and I've learned a lot from Michael. But anyway, my point is, and I'm pulling into the parking lot right now, so I'm going to stand on this side and continue. But that's number one. If you're pulling someone into a conversation on Twitter, by all means, that's fantastic, because it's very important to have a conversation on Twitter. But if it continues for 2 hours and the person never expressed any interest of any kind to be part of that conversation, then let them out. Honestly, that's annoying, or pet peeve number one of mine on Twitter, and that happens way too often. Another thing, if someone follows you, don't auto DM them. For the love of God, don't auto DM them. It's okay to say thank you or nice to meet you or whatever, that's fine, but don't have an automatic DM saying, this is my, link to this is my link to that. That's, again, super annoying. Which reminds me, or which leads me to my next point. Just in general, auto DMs are a no-no. Which leads me to my next point, and that is, don't link me from Twitter to Facebook, and from Facebook to Instagram, from Instagram to Google+. Don't send me on like a wild goose chase. I'm following you on Twitter. Bring me in, hook me in here. Don't send me somewhere else. And don't, for the love of God, DM me saying, thanks for following me, go like my Facebook page. It's like, that to me is like a big sign saying, unfollow me right now. So just don't do that. Again, the rule of thumb that I believe in general on social is engage the audience that you have right now, right here. Don't try to do things on Twitter to get more followers. Don't think how I'm going to hijack search. Don't do all kinds of tricks to get more followers. Talk to the people that already followed you here. Let's read some comments here. Hello from Argentina. Wow. Gotta get my Argentina one day and try to meet there. Speaking from too much experience. Let's see here. I'm at the cool feature. Hi, giving you a reply feature while driving is a big mistake. I'm staying off the road. Yes. Boker Tov. Meerkat Squad. Good morning. Wow, a lot of good mornings. A lot of Boker Tovs. Hi, Julie. Another day, another meerkat. Yes, indeed. So what did we say so far? What do we got? We said not to auto DM, not to link me to other places and send me on a wild goose chase. And don't pull me into a conversation on Twitter that I didn't ask me part of and then continue it for 2 hours. How am I audio only? That does not make sense. Oh man, I thought I was gonna beat this. Auto DM, instant unfollow from me. Yes, Jeff, same here. I am actually on audio only, and I've been standing in the same place. That does not make sense. God. Wow. So I'm gonna actually pull out of here because I really don't want it to be audio only. See if I could stand here. Although I am in alright, let me get out here. So that's yes, we said auto DM, super annoying. We said pulling me into a conversation. We said linking me to other things. Another thing, just in general, and I've talked about this a lot, I know I sound like a broken record, unfortunately it's still happening on a daily basis, is spam. Just don't spam on Twitter. Twitter is not a sales platform, and don't use it as such. Don't spam on Twitter. And when I say don't spam, I mean don't send the same tweet over and over and over again to 300 people because you think they're going to download your app or tweet your blog post or whatever it is you're trying to promote. Just don't. That's not what it's for. It's not going to get you any results, and just don't do that. Again, these things should be self-explanatory. They should be, completely common sense. Unfortunately, they are so not, and it happens so often. Drive a person crazy. Let's see if I could stand here. Maybe you could see me better here. How about this? How about this annoying thing? Hashtags in your bio. Someone explain this to me. It's okay to have one cute hashtag in your bio, but your entire bio is hashtag blogger, hashtag at, hashtag, what is that about? Do not do that. That's annoying, ineffective, and I don't even understand why people do it, to be honest with you. I don't even think bios are searchable. You know what? In general, let's talk about hashtags for 1 second, okay? Because I think that's one of the most misused things on the social web by far. All right? Let me explain what I mean. I actually wrote a blog post about this called Dear Marketer, Stop Misusing Hashtags. But I don't mean hashtagging the word iPhone is really not going to do very much for you. I don't really understand why people do that. Let me explain when hashtags are useful. If you're going to Mobile World Congress and you want to tweet about Mobile World Congress, so you want to make your tweets, searchable and as part of like an index or part of like collection of tweets, so you hashtag MWC because you can't write Mobile World Congress, it's too long. That's great. For events, an event should have a hashtag and then people can search and read all the tweets from that event. Fantastic. Another cute way of using hashtags is kind of cute things at the end of a tweet, like kind of like sub, I don't know what, eating a hamburger, hashtag yum. Just add some like humor to it. That's great. But I honestly, genuinely do not understand when people hashtag every single word of their tweet. It drives me crazy. What is that? And I'm not even going to go near Facebook. Why do people do that? Like, it's the most misused thing on Twitter. Why do people do that? And one more thing, while we're on the topic of misusing things, the whole dot before your tweets. Do people understand why they do that? It's very simple. Twitter rolled out a new kind of feature, I guess you can call it, maybe 2 years ago, that if you're not following both sides of a conversation, then you can't see the tweet. So if I write at Jeff, and you're not following both of us, then you won't see that tweet because it's not public, because there's no reason you should see one side of a conversation, which makes total sense. But the way to kind of like bypass that is to add a little dot, a little period before the @ sign, so that it becomes a regular tweet and not a reply to someone. So if someone says to you, what's that blog post you wrote about Twitter, and you want everyone to see your answer, so you could write dot at that person and link. But that's only if you want everyone to see it. So number one, it shouldn't be done every time. Number two, it has to be before the @ People do it completely wrong. It has to be the first character in the tweet has to be a dot. And that's if you want everyone to see it. Completely misused, I don't understand. People, in general, why do people do things they don't understand? Like, I don't know. Very simplistic question. But I feel like if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. You just look like a fool. Which leads me to my kind of last pet peeve on Twitter. And that is people that reply to questions every single time and making it public, but not with an @ not with a dot sign, not with a dot, but they say something like, what are you having for lunch? And they say, hey, Hills Fold, I'm having, they write hey first so that everyone can see it. And why are you doing that? Why do you need everyone to see your reply to someone? I get it. You're talking to someone popular maybe and you want, fine. Lame, but fine. But every single reply of yours, and then there are those people that quote the question and then reply. Dude, there's enough noise on Twitter. Stop making extra noise. It just drives me crazy. People, they do things on Twitter because they see other people doing it. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know why they're doing it, and it's very frustrating. So, like everything in life, figure out, how to use this platform effectively. Use it to your benefit, but don't create extra noise. Don't spam. I guess it always comes down to the same bottom line. Be human. Let's read some questions here. No, just a dot is fine. Can really be any character. Right, it could be any character. Period or become up. Yeah, it could be any character. Accident, dot and space before @ sign. Hashtags, people don't know how to use them like this. Crazy. All right, enough funny jokes about hashtags. Cute. Ha ha ha. John Hauser, not Hillsfold. Good morning. Hashtags and bios is usually from newer Twitter users. Yes, Jeff, by the way, Jeff Goldberg, guys, I just want to give him a shout out because I don't know if you guys know Jeff Goldberg, but he's kind of a rock star on Meerkat. I mean, go look at the leaderboard. I think he's probably number 6 or 7 or something. He lives on Meerkat, and he does some really cool stuff. You want to go touring in New York? Follow Jeff Goldberg on Meerkat. I mean, the guy's pretty awesome. I'm a big fan of consistency. He's very consistent, so I love that. Who else is here? Audio only, video not playing. I hope we're back on video. Don't spam me. Same applies to Meerkat. Yes, so much spam on Meerkat. Why? Okay, guys, let me ask a question. I'm going to go there. I apologize. Why are there freaking inappropriate Meerkat streams? Why do people have to ruin all these platforms? This is such a great platform. Why? I mean, the Meerkat guys I don't think they should block it because, freedom of speech and stuff. But why are people doing that? I don't understand. Better now. You are back. Excellent. Breaking up. Twitter should stop DM, spam. Have a good day. Avishai, Mike Eisenberg, me too. Auto DM, instant unfollow from me. Okay, I think we covered all the mention good practices. Yeah, so good practices on Twitter, you know, like I said, add a profile picture before you do anything. Add a bio that's informative and witty. Start tweeting with people. Don't just broadcast all day long. Anybody that broadcasts all day long will never, ever, ever get my follow, ever. Right? This is not a loudspeaker. This is not a megaphone. This is a communication platform, so communicate. In general, I think social media is somewhat of a paradox. I've spoken about this before. Social is like two-way, and media is generally broadcast, so I don't like the term. But anyway, just I'm gonna be getting to WeWork soon, so I'm gonna end this. But I have some really crazy stuff going on today. I am meeting Moshe Lichtman at 11 o'clock, who is I think he was a senior VP of Microsoft. He started Microsoft R&D in Israel. He's kind of a rock star now. He's a big VC, and I've been wanting to reach him for a very long time. And it was a very funny story how I reached him, but that's for another time. And then later on, I'm going to speak at Intel about HR. I'm speaking to the entire HR department, 160 HR professionals, about HR and innovation and how, you know, innovation in tech has changed HR. Yes, I'm so excited. Someone else agrees. Half-dressed girl gets 1,000 viewers. Goldberg gets 50. That ticks me off. I could not agree more. General bio hashtags kind of lame, but good to share brand hashtags. Are we droning today? I did not bring my drone today. I droned yesterday and it was amazing, but no, I didn't bring my drone today. Anyway, so yeah, that's the bottom line, guys. Just, you know, just think before you do things on Twitter. Think, how is this perceived? If I was on the receiving end of this, whatever this may be, how would it feel? If I'm being spammed, if I come across a bio that I can't read because it's all hashtags, if I'm pulled into a conversation without asking to be a part of that conversation, you know, if I'm getting auto DMs by someone I follow who says, you know, oh, let me authenticate, I don't even know, all these stupid things. If I'm, just everything on Twitter, these things, like, they make no sense. You know, think about what you're doing before you do it. Use the platform for what it is and use it because it's a very strong platform, but don't abuse it. And just think. Just really think before you do things. In general in life, think before you do things. Don't do things just because others are doing it. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know why you're doing it. Just, you know, just think. Use your brain. You have it for a reason. And as I always say, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in that ratio. Listen. Twitter is a listening platform, not a broadcast platform. So listen to what your audience has to say. What do they want? And then talk. And there's nothing wrong with broadcasting once in a while, but definitely more engaging with people and more replying to people than broadcasting. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. This was a lot of fun. 108 people. I like it. Yeah, Meerkat's really showing some crazy engagement lately. All right, guys, have a wonderful day, evening, night, wherever you may be. This was a short one because I got to run to a meeting, but we'll talk later. I will definitely be meerkatting more later. Thanks.